5 goals in 3 games. Scotty Arfield is carrying the Bairns to a Scottish Championship title and therefore Premiership promotion. Welcome back to Fog Football. Greenock Morton 0, Falkirk 2. Morton were in good form. Not anymore, because Scotty Arfield and Big Ross laying the smacker down as Falkirk with 5 points clear of Ayr United and also a whopping 7 points clear of Livy, who both play each other tomorrow. And I would say if Livy lose that, or even draw, I'd say Livy are out it, surely.
Yeah, no, I mean, Falkirk taking a big step towards the championship title. We know that Morton came into this game, I believe, unbeaten in the last 13. It's something like that.
No, it is an insane amount of draws for Morton, but they've moved up to 5th. I remember not too long ago, we were talking about the fact that Morton were down in like 9th.
Yeah, look, Morton will be thinking here, maybe we can sneak that last playoff spot. Yeah, especially with Partick Thistle not being too good at the moment. So look.
By the way, what do you make of his sacking? Was it Chris Doolan?
I can understand it. Like, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I can understand it.
Yeah, but sitting 4th, not comfortably 4th, because as I pointed out in the video, if teams behind them win their game in hand, they probably would be right up their arse. But yeah, I mean, I think at the start of the season, we both predicted Partick would be challenging for the league title. It's not turned out that way.
See, that's the problem. I think the last 2 seasons, Partick have not been challenging for the title when in reality they should be.
Yeah, but it's not a disaster of a season, but here, their form has dropped off massively, so maybe it's just a case of let's sack him before we completely sink. So here, maybe it could turn out to be a blinder.
Yeah, but it's not like they're in a title fight, you know, they are.
Yeah, no, they're not. But let's get into this game then between Falkirk and Greenock Morton. And I tell you what, there's obviously going to be a lot of talk about Scotty Arfield, so let's actually just talk about Scotty Arfield right here, right now. Is he wasted in the Scottish Championship?
Absolutely. I mean, hands down.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen
would do a job. I would take him at Hearts.
Yeah, well, you know what, right? I obviously don't want to go to like guys that are 37.
You know what? Arfield would improve every team in the Scottish Premiership. Not saying he starts for every team, but he'd be a good option to have. You can't tell me that there's not he wouldn't go into the bench at Celtic and Rangers. Of course he would.
Yeah, no, he would. We'll put it this way, man. I mean, if you want me to put...
He's still a quality player.
Better than Kieran Doyle. I'd rather him over Tom Lawrence, despite being like 7 years older than him. Because you know what? He scores goals. Now, obviously, Celtic's midfield, right, is the area of the pitch where they don't really need anything. But, here, the Celtic have had worse players on the bench than Scott Arfield this season. That's just the reality at the end of the day. You're right, he walks into most teams. I know when he was doing it at Bolton... They were saying down at Bolton he was the worst player they've ever seen. What a load of fucking pish that is.
Nonsense.
Absolute mince. But anyway, let's get into this game of football because Calvin Miller basically begins the Falkirk onslaught. He drags a shot wide, could have done better. He then had a header saved. Tate then had a shot, dip and volley, tipped over. And then Scott Arfield picks the ball up around the 20th minute, looks up, sees the Morton goalie. It's not Moniton. It's bottom right-hand corner. It's 1-0. It's finesse. City for Scott Arfield. And this is just the quality difference that he has. I mean, again, I'm not saying anyone in the Scottish Championship doesn't have this in the locker, but he clearly does. And you know what? If Falkirk get promoted, and it looks like they will, even if they don't win the league, which they really should, considering how good their season's been to this point, I would still expect Falkirk. I mean, if this Falkirk team was going up against whoever finishes 11th, I would fancy them. Especially with someone like Scott Arfield is a match winner.
Yeah, they may not be favourites, but they've got a good chance. A realistic chance.
Yeah, and I think it's weird, right, to have a player in the Championship. Like, I think it's weird to have a player in most... Honestly, like, you look across teams, right, even in the Premiership, you look at St Johnstone, right, you look at Kelly, you look at Ross County, those sort of teams, you don't see match winners. Scott Arfield's a match winner.
Yeah, he's too good for the Championship.
No, he is, and he's got 5 goals in 3 games, right? I'd be surprised if he keeps that up.
I think to me, he could be the guy that gets Falkirk the Championship. I think he could get them over the line.
Yeah, I think without him, John McGlynn and his record might have continued.
Yeah, because it did look like the Falkirk were slightly beginning to, drop off the pace a wee bit compared to their high standards at the beginning. But, I mean, I think that bringing Arfield in could be what gets Falkirk over the line.
No, absolutely, and this goal was fantastic.
Just like I think here, Arfield going to Ayr or Livy could have got them over the line, so...
Yeah, now he has only signed to the summer, but I would be genuinely shocked if they got promoted and didn't keep him. I think it's
I'd be shocked if there's not other clubs interested in him.
Yeah, but he's a Falkirk. He's a Falkirk man.
No, he is.
At the end of the day, started his career at Falkirk. They then make it 2-0 pretty much straight after this. Ross finds the bottom right hand corner, and to be honest, man, did Morton really do anything in this game of football? This didn't look like a team that was unbeaten in 13.
No.
I mean, it was unlucky for them today, but half time arrives, right? Morton are on the ropes, should be like 4 or 5-0 down. And then Thompson has an effort for the corner and he drags a shot wide, damn it. And you know what? It could have went in the back of the net. It didn't. Scott Arfield could have had a few more, but Falkirk, in the end, they seen the game through. They set 5 points clear. We will do the SPFL preview show at some point, which will be probably uploaded tomorrow morning. But, I mean, let's just say Livy win. That means there's 5 points between them and Livy are 4 points behind. But do you think being 7 points behind with 13 to go, or not even 13 to go, 11 to go, I feel like that's too much.
It's a lot. Now, Falkirk do have to go to Livy, they do have to go to Ayr. That's tough games, but 7 points is a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot. Right? There is no two ways about it. Like, at the end of the day, Livy, I think Livy are going to be there regardless. I don't think they're going to drop off and finish like 20 points behind Falkirk, because I think Falkirk's form has dropped off, but Arfield has been crucial to that stem. But if you look at, we'll just look quickly here ahead at the next few games. Next Friday we'll review it as well. We've got Partick Thistle at home against Livy, so the next 2 games could knock Livy on their arse. Livy actually play 3 times the next 6 days.
Yeah, no, the next few weeks could really shape up how the championship's going to end.
Yeah,
Falkirk have a chance to not seal the title, but they've got a chance to, get one hand on it.
Put it this: see Falkirk's next 3 games, the bottom 3 teams. That's the sort of run of form you want.
Yeah, Falkirk, if they win the games and we expect them to, then they really do have, one hand on that title.
No, absolutely. And, to look at Ayr, their next game after the Mora is against Airdrie. Then they're away to Queen's Park, who obviously, I don't know if they're still riding high, but I'm sure they are. And then Falkirk are away to Queen's Park, but Ayr are also away to Partick Thistle midway through March. So very, very tough, folks. Very, very tough fixtures coming up for all these teams. If we look ahead to May, what is the last games of the season? Ayr would be away to Airdrie. Falkirk would be at home to Hamilton. And Livy would be at home to Partick Thistle. So, I'll tell you what, it could still very much be alive going into that final match day between all 3 of them. But I think it'll be between Falkirk and Ayr. I think that would be my prediction.
Agreed.
So, that's where we'll leave it, guys. Review show, preview show over the weekend. I think we've got 2 games on. We've actually got 3 games on telly. I think is it Stranraer play tomorrow? The boys in Stranraer. We won't be reviewing that. It'll be Hibs Celtic, Rangers St Mirren, and then your team on Sunday could put the final nail in St Johnson's coffin, couldn't they?
Okay, here, if we play the way we played against Rangers, I think we'll blow St Johnson away.
Here, John Beaton's the referee.
Fuck him.
John, brother John.
Although, I mean, he'll probably support the Diet Huns in that one, so here's hoping.
Here's hoping, Big John.